Hello everyone, this is Joanna. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I wanted to show you how to make this really neat pendant. The top part is in silver and it's done with mica shift, and the bottom part I have seen Katie Gordon use this technique on one of her necklaces, and I fell in love with it and I decided to try it, and the combination of the two, I think it looks fantastic. So let me show you how to do the bottom part first. I am going to use silver and graphite. Okay, so this is going to be my middle of the tube, and I'm going to create tubes that are covered with black clay. So I have my silver. I already worked it nice, and I have to remove my dog hair. And I'm going to roll it up in black clay to create this little tube. Just do that. Okay, let me seal that, cut it off, and I am doing exactly the same thing. I'm putting the graphite, the metallic graphite, and wrapping it with black clay. So this is what I have. I have silver and black, and then I will have another tube with graphite and black. Now what I will do is I will start rolling it out. Just roll it out. Just a little bit more, and the roll that you see right here is already the one that I rolled out with graphite in it. I'm going to make them try to make them somewhat the same size. Doesn't always work out for me. Okay, there. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so there you have it. You have silver on the inside and black on the outside. Right here, although you cannot see it very well, there's black on the outside and there's graphite on the inside. So let's cut these guys up into the same size rolls. We're going to have smaller rolls. So now our big rolls are going to be cut into, actually, you know what? Let me roll them just a tiny bit more. Just a teeny tiny. Just tiny. Okay. Not quite sure, but I'm more comfortable with that size. Alright. So let's cut these up and somewhat the same size little tubes. And the last one is gonna, and this one here too. Okay, now we're going to place the silver and black together. Squish them together just like that. And you can see that the way I was cutting is absolutely crooked because they're not the same size, but we're going to have a line like this. And now on top I am going to place the graphite ones. Smush them a little bit. Okay, so the bottom one right here is silver, the top one is graphite. Okay, make sure that they stick together nicely. And now it is time to start rolling them out. Now, you may not think that there's much difference, or you cannot see the graphite, but when you see that, on the pendant, once you put the resin on, it's crazy how the graphite just pops out and you have the black clay in between. It's actually very, very cool. So let me start rolling it out. roll it out so it's a little bit flat. You don't want it to be too thin either. Just a little bit thinner than this. And then it totally depends on you what you're using it for. Okay, so let me see how we are looking here. If I want to roll it a little bit more, or if this is enough. No, this is fine. See, that's what we got. We have this nice little pattern. We have the silver and black, and we have the graphite on top with black. Now I have some scraps, and usually what I do with scraps, and I had it from that project right here, I just use it for the background. It's a really cool way to add a neat background to your pendant, like this one here, and you use up your leftover clay. So let me start slicing it. And both of those pendants, the top one, the silver one, and the bottom one, you don't want them to be too thick because you're going to be putting them together, so you have to think about that. Alright, so now let's start creating our layer. Take that. Now I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to offset it a little bit. So I'm going to put it right, so it's a little bit offset. It's not lined up. I'm going to take the next one. Again, I'm going to offset it a little bit. You don't want anything lined up there. And let's continue cutting. Few more pieces. I'm thinking another maybe 3. I think that the hardest thing, the most difficult thing for me with this is to get the slices even, because it is going to distort your pendant just a little bit if they are not evenly thick. So okay, and just keep on thinking, okay, I just need to offset it, and offset one after another. You know what, I'm going to need another one. By offsetting, what I mean is you can kind of see it, that it's not really lined up. And doesn't have to be perfect either. Alright, let me see. Offset. Okay, I think this is going to be enough for me. So just smush it a little bit. I don't want to roll it out too much because I really don't want to distort the little pieces that I've created. I mean, this is the design that I actually like, so I just want to make sure that they are sitting there tight, and this I can use for another pendant here. So now that everything is nice and smooth, I'll just smooth it just a little bit. Like that. I can cut out my pendant. And now mind you, the bottom part I rolled out pretty darn thin because, like I said, these pieces are not very thick. You see that? Because I mean, I have 2 of them, and then I added the little metal piece to it. So let's cut this out. And again, I will use the leftover pieces here for a background to another stamp, to another pendant. And I have my little circle cutter. I will cut out a little hole. And this, my friends, is going to be the bottom part for the pendant. Now, I just want you to look at it. When you look at it, you're thinking, okay, these totally don't look the same. But I tell you, once you put the resin on it, I mean, the resin is a game changer when it comes to mica clays. It's just absolutely stunning. Now, I already created my mica shift for the top, and if you want to see how I did that, you can watch my video from last week. It's very simple, and I already rolled it out, and I'm just going to cut it out. And actually, I think I'm going to have enough to create a couple of earrings with it too. So I'm just going to put it on the side. I do have this shape in a much smaller size, so I will use it for my earrings. And again, I'm going to take my little cutter. I'm going to create a little hole, and I will bake them both. And after I bake them, I will put resin on them, just like I did here. And this is what you're going to have. Isn't that the neatest thing? And just think about it, that if you think that this is time consuming, just leave it for your next project. It really didn't take that long to do it. And you can play with different colors, of course. But to me, the micas, oh my gosh, they are just so absolutely amazing. I mean, just absolutely amazing, especially when you put the resin on. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, my friends. Ta-ta!